All right. Hi, Jack. Welcome back. How are you feeling?
Good.
Good.
I'm
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
How's it has been school been going? Is it kind of you feel like the same or
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the same, but my mom, she's just upset about it, like always.
okay. Yeah. So I know we talked a little bit last time, for our first session about kind of what you're hoping to see and what you kind of hope to get out of going to counseling. And so I just wanted to reiterate some goals that you might have for yourself.
Hmm. I think the biggest goal is probably just like to do better in school so
Okay.
that everyone can like get off my back and so that I can just like live my life, you know?
Yeah, so you feel like if you're doing a little bit better, not as many people are going to start bothering you about it. Okay. And so I guess going off of that, how do you think that you can do that?
Hmm. I mean, I think I need to turn in my homework. That's probably the first thing. But like it's hard to turn in my homework.
Yeah. And what do you think that is if you could pinpoint something that makes it difficult for you to turn in that homework?
Hmm. I don't know, cause like, sometimes I'll do my homework and then I'll just leave it at home and I won't turn it in. So I don't know why it's so hard.
Okay.
But other times, like, I just don't wanna do my homework either, so
Yeah. Okay. And I feel like that's something that's kind of natural when you have something like ADHD. It can be very easy to kind of forget those little details and like forgetting your homework at home. Okay, so let's see, let's think of something that we could do to help you kind of maybe stay on top of your homework a little bit. Um,
Mhm.
Is there anything that you've done where you have turned in your homework that you think could help you?
Hmm. I mean, sometimes, like, in one of my classes, we get to do homework during class, and, like, if I can finish my homework at school, then I'll turn it in. But, like, if I take it home, then usually I'll, like, forget it at home, and then by the time, like, I can turn it back in the next day or whatever, it's late, and it's like, "Well, why would I even turn it in then if it's gonna be late?" You know?
Okay, so since you're already in that school environment, you feel like it's easier to kind of focus on doing that in the environment than when you take it home into a new environment? Is that kind
Mhm.
of what's going on, you feel like?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And maybe that's something that we can discuss with your teachers as well, because I know they do have some accessibility stuff at school if you do need that extra help. So let's see. Are there any other goals that you think that you'd like to work on other than your homework or
Hmm. I mean, I want my mom to stop being mad at me all the time for getting in trouble at school. But, like, I don't know how to, like, change that because like, I'm just being myself, you know?
yeah, and it can be kind of frustrating when someone's getting upset about you for something that's maybe a little bit out of your control as well.
Mhm.
Okay. And so let's see. With your mom, I mean, that's kind of something that have y'all had like a conversation about it or have you told her like kind of what you've been struggling with?
Kind of. I mean, yeah, like, I think it's just, like, if I stop getting in trouble. She's like, "Well, if you wouldn't get in trouble all the time, then, like, everything would be better." So, like, I just need to stop getting in trouble, but, like, I don't know how to do that because like, I'm just hanging out with my friends or, like, just, like, chilling.
Yeah. And I know we talked about last time it's kind of hard for you to stay focused in the classroom, especially when the teacher's kind of talking for a while and you kind of lose track of what's going on. Let me think. Let's see. So what's something that is there a time when you find that it's easier for you to focus in class or
Mm. Yeah, like my English teacher, she's really cool. And like she lets us just like sorry. She lets us just like hang out sometimes or like work in groups, like she's not just standing up there talking the whole time. So I feel like I actually pay more attention because then I can like talk to my friends and like have a break. But like in math class, like my teacher just stands up there and talks for like the full hour and I can't keep track of that. Like I just get so bored.
yeah, okay. So it sounds like when you're more actively involved in the learning that it's a little bit easier for you compared to when you're just kind of sitting there, like you said, listening to them talk for the full class period.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is something as well that we could work with your teachers and talk about how maybe we can kind of change the environment for you in terms of more hands-on or just getting you actively involved. And I'm wondering, have you ever tried fidget toys?
No, I feel like I get made fun of if I do that, because then I'm like one of those weird kids.
Okay, so you feel like playing with a fidget toy while you're in class, you'll probably get some slack from, or not, you'll get some heat from your friends at school.
Yeah, like the fidget toys, right? They're like the bright colored, like squishy balls and like unicorn, like little things and stuff. Like those are just like for kids, and then it makes me feel like a kid. It makes me feel not cool.
Okay. Um, I understand that. Yeah, those some of those are like built for, the younger kids and stuff. I do want to say there are some out there that aren't as colorful or playful like what you would see younger kids play with. So I'm wondering if that's maybe something that you might want to look into for yourself and just, put that as an option just to kind of have your mind on that and maybe it could help you focus a little bit more.
Yeah, that might work as long as it's not like, neon pink or something and it's like a unicorn toy because I'm trying to be like a high schooler.
Yeah, that would not be I'm sure, yeah, your friends might say something about that if you had one of those. But yeah, and maybe I can show you some of the other ones that aren't neon or in shapes of, mystical creatures. Um,
That'd be pretty chill. Yeah.
yeah. And so I know last time too you spoke about PE being one of like your favorite classes just because you're always moving as well. And how many do you get exercise outside of PE or outside of school?
I mean, I don't like play any sports or do anything like that. But like when me and my friends are hanging out, like sometimes we'll play like football or basketball or whatever, just like for fun.
Okay.
That's pretty fun. I mean, like at home and stuff, I don't really do a lot of that. Sometimes I'll go for a walk, but that's about it.
Yeah. And do you find like afterwards it's a little bit easier, like your mind's a little bit more settled, or do you still feel like it's at the same level as
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, I'm able to like calm down more a little bit. Um, Usually, like, in class, like, I'm just thinking of, like, a million different things, like, I'm thinking about, like, my friend and what we were doing at their house last night, and I'm thinking about, like, what I'm having for dinner tonight, and it's just, like, a lot of stuff, but then, like, yeah, after PE, like, I'm just kinda tired, and I'm able to, like, sit there and listen.
okay. So maybe there's something with that and like getting that energy out. And I mean, it's very common for, especially with ADHD, for your mind to be kind of everywhere at once. So I'm not surprised to hear you say that. But I'm wondering, yeah, again, like I'm wondering if maybe finding a way to get some of that energy out in a way so that you can maybe have a little bit more focus. And, if that's not if you're not able to do that for class, that makes sense. But maybe for at home when you're about to do homework, maybe you can start with something physical activity, and that way when you sit down to do that homework, you have a little bit more control of where your mind is at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think, like, that might stop me from getting in trouble so much at school too. So, like, figuring out, like, how I can do that during the day might help me.
Okay, yeah. And then I just want to ask, how's your sleeping?
Um, I don't know. It's fine, I guess. Like, I like to stay up pretty late. I play video games, so like I stay up pretty late playing video games with my friends, and then it's hard in the morning to wake up because I like stayed up to like 2 a.m., but it's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure you would rather stay up to play those video games with your friends because it's a lot of fun and you want to have that time with your friends. I just wonder if maybe that could also add to kind of the how you're feeling in class.
Yeah,
And I'm wondering if maybe we could compromise a little bit with how you spend that time, especially that late at night, so that you can get maybe some more sleep and have a little bit more of your focus with your mind.
yeah, like I just hate waking up in the morning. Like, if it were up to me, I would sleep until like noon every single day and never go to school. So like honestly, until like noon during school, I can't even like focus or be awake. But
Okay.
then like as soon as I can be awake, I like wake up and I'm like, okay, and I can like hang out with my friends.
Yeah, so you get excited to see your friends. So that makes sense. Let's I wonder if is there something that you can think of that you would really want to do after school? Like not like once you finish school, is there something that you want to do for a career or just, you know, in terms of what you're going to do later on in life?
Hmm, it's a good question. I think probably I want to be like a game designer. That'd be so sick. Like I can make all kinds of cool games that like kids, like me, would really like because I have all kinds of ideas about like what games could be, but like I don't know how to do that. So I probably have to go to school to do that some more.
Okay, yeah, and that's awesome to hear, because it sounds like gaming is a big thing in your life, and so to take that to as a game designer, that would be super awesome. So yeah, and like you said, you'd probably have to go to some more schooling. And so I guess just kind of breaking it down, how can you right now work towards that goal?
I mean, I know like if I'm gonna go to college, like I have to have good grades. So I need to do better in school. And so I need to do my homework and like turn it in. I know, but like I just can't. And I don't know why, but I just like feel like I can't do it.
Okay. And I want to try something with you. I hear you saying like you need to or that you should do better. I'm wondering if we can frame that to make it so that you want to do that instead of like you have to do it. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
There's a way that you could maybe restate that as like you want to do this so that you can reach that goal.
Yeah. Like I want to be good at school so that I can go to college.
Okay. Yeah. And how does that feel like putting it that way instead of I need to do this?
That's weird because, like, usually I feel like my mom's the one who's like, you need to do this. So I'm like, okay, I need to do this. But then when I said it, it's like I'm actually saying, like, I actually am the one who wants to do it. So that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure, you're still young and you're still trying to get through school, so I bet you hear that a lot that like you need this, you should do this. And I think it's easy to forget why you're there in the first place or why you want to be there, and the things that you have in mind for yourself and how that can help you.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. So we talked about a few goals that you have. So I think maybe we can just leave it there for now, and you can work on them a little bit, and just, next week, let us know or let me know how it's going, and if maybe we need to readjust a little bit or anything like that. Does that sound like you can do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And I just wanted to mention as well, I know last session you were saying that you felt like you were doing everything wrong, or that maybe you couldn't do things right, because of either with your ADHD, or just because parents and teachers telling you that you're not doing things the right way, or however it comes up. And I just want to see if we can kind of reframe that as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I just get in trouble like all the time. That's all that ever happens, you know? So I do feel like everything I do is just wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the common things that come up as issues for either yourself or that others have expressed towards you?
Like I'm talking too much in class, or like I'm not doing my work, or I didn't turn in my homework, or I'm not doing my chores. Like all those kinds of just things that I'm not doing that like I need to be doing.
Okay. So let's see. What are some things that you are doing right, or that you feel like are your strengths?
Mhm. I mean, I'm really good at gaming. I already
Yeah.
told you that.
Mhm.
I think I'm good at like being a good friend. Like I like to hang out with my friends and I feel like I'm really fun. Like we can like really hang out and like have a good time together. Um yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a great one. It's important to have people in your life that you can trust and go to, and I'm sure they feel that way about you as well. I'm wondering, so, and I know a big thing was maybe you and your friend kind of get distracted in class with each other. Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah. Like he's not in all of my classes, so like not all the time, but like yeah.
Okay. And are y'all sitting next to each other or close by to each other?
Sometimes. Like usually if he's right next to me, like that's when I feel like it's really bad. Like I can't focus at all because like he's just so funny and like we're just, whatever. But then sometimes he's like across the room and we're kind of like looking at each other, like we'll like make face at each other, and then we'll just like bust up laughing. And then we get in
Yeah.
trouble for that too. But I'm like, he's not even sitting next to me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure that's hard, especially when, you're best buds and you've got a lot to talk about or a lot on your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you think maybe you can separate the two, if like separate maybe time with your friend and then time for class?
Yeah. I think I don't do that at all. And
Okay.
yeah, I probably should do that.
Oh, I hear another should. So is that something that you would want to do, or is that something that you think that would be helpful for you?
I want to be better at school. So
Okay.
then yeah, so then I want to do that so that I can be better at school.
Okay. And I know it can be, it's probably difficult to think in terms of like, well, he's right there and we're both in class. And so I'm wondering, do you have any ideas of how you could do that?
Hmm,
Of how you could maybe separate some friend time compared to your class time?
right. I think I need to be like, "Okay, bro, like, for the first, like, 20 minutes of class," or, like, what class like now, or maybe the first 30 minutes of class, break it up a little bit.
Hmm.
Like, I'm gonna be doing work. And then in the end, we can chill a little bit, and then for the next class, like, first 30 minutes again, like, I'm working.
Okay, that's an interesting idea. Yeah. And do you think that's something that you would be able to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be really hard at first, especially because then I'll get, like, distracted, you know? But
Yeah.
I think, like, if I tell him, like, he'll be like, "Okay."
Okay. And maybe that's something that you can both keep each other accountable.
Mhm,
I'm sure he has some things that he would like to work towards as well, just like you want to work towards game design.
mhm.
So maybe that's something that y'all could help each other out with.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, maybe he wants to be a game designer too, and then he wants to go to college too, and so maybe we all have, like, the same goals. That'd be pretty dope, so
Yeah, and even if he doesn't have the exact same goal, I'm sure it might be around the similar lines. And um, yeah, I think that's a great idea, and we can definitely start, with that and see how maybe just take it one day at a time and see how it goes. And if there are times when maybe for that first 20 minutes you do get distracted, I don't want you to see that as a failure or something that, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. It's just going to take time and practice. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. I can be really hard on myself, I think, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all can be, especially when it comes to academics. And we're always told what we need to be doing. But again, just reminding ourselves why we want to be there and how it's going to help us.
Yeah. Just remember, like, I'm gonna be a game designer one day. I'm gonna tell myself that.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Okay. And then I think we've talked about some good things here. You have some goals that you want to work on, and even some bigger dreams that maybe you can start with these little goals to get there. So I'm wondering too if you've ever tried like setting reminders for yourself.
No, I've never done that.
Okay. Maybe that's something that you could give a try as well. I know it has been helpful for others who are, going through similar things with their ADHD where they get, easily distracted, or, their mind starts to wander. And so, kind of setting reminders for yourself, maybe just to kind of get yourself back on track when you need it.
Yeah, I could totally do that. I have this really dope watch. I'm not wearing it right now, but,
Mhm.
like, I could set, like, little timers on there, like, during class for, like, 30 minutes, and then the timer will go off, and I could be like, "Okay, I don't need to focus anymore as much."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe just, talk with your teachers too, like, hey, if you hear a beeping noise, like, it's just my own little personal reminder for myself so that
Mhm.
I can stay on track and focused. And I'm sure they would really love to see the effort that you're putting in.
Yeah, that probably would help me not get in as much trouble too. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it's important to, our teachers are as harsh as they can be on us. They want to see you achieve and they want to see you succeed. So, just having that communication with them is important.
Yeah, I can try to do that.
Okay. How are you feeling after today?
I feel like it was pretty good, like, I never thought about, like, wanting to be a game designer so much before, so that was really cool.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think I can do some of that stuff.
Okay. And yeah, yeah, like I said, remember, if, it doesn't happen right away, that's, it's a process and you're working on it. So,
Cool.
okay. Um, let's see. I think we're about at the end of our session. So, I'll go ahead and talk to you next week, okay?
Alright, sounds good. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.